What's up, YouTube? Kedgris here. This is my match preview for Nottingham Forest versus Burnley. This match is going to be taking place at Turf Moor, and it is a vital fixture for us moving forward, especially if we want to progress further in the Europa League. I've already said in my match reaction to the Porto win that I think this game right here could define how far we go for the rest of our season. So, sorry for the bedhead. It's 4:30 in the morning, and I had to put this out before I go. I got my sister's birthday this weekend, so the watch along for the match is officially canceled at this time. But I'll be watching, probably on my phone, from a bed in my sister's house. Anyways, let's get to it. As with all match previews, we start with injuries. Josh Cullen for Burnley has been ruled out. Connor Roberts has also been ruled out. Josh Lauren, he was suspended and will be back. That's important. Twan Zebe, I'm going to say if you're at 50%, I'm probably not going to count you as being in. So I've ruled him out along with Bayer. The one that's in contention is Zeki Mduni. He's a striker. He was at Benfica last season on loan from Burnley. Came back in the summer, but he had an ACL tear. So he hasn't started a single game this season and is starting to come towards recovery. I'm going to assume he's going to be on the bench, but he is a good striker for them. And you're going to notice when I lay out their team, it's a lot more focused on players they're going to have for the championship than players they have on loan. So it's important that they're getting these players back. Like it says here, he's moving in the right direction. There's only a few games left. I think he will play, but I expect him to be at least a substitute to start off this game. On a side note, Mejbri has been ruled out. He says, right here, says, we'll miss this weekend. So I don't expect him to play. That's an important factor because I think he would have started in the 10 for them if he was fit and available. But you got to work with what they got. 7 injuries. Burnley have had a hell of a season. Speaking of a team with 7 injuries, Nottingham Forest. Victor still out. Savona obviously done. Callum Hudson-Odoi has got the muscle injury. It turns out it probably isn't like a tear, like a major tear. So he could possibly be back earlier than expected, but he will miss this weekend, as confirmed by Vitor Pereira right here. And Elliot Anderson obviously has mother pass away. I actually knew about that before the game started, but I didn't really want to talk about something. I don't like talking about personal issues for players or anybody really. So I'm going to assume he is available, but I'm not going to use him in my lineup just because you don't know how long it takes for someone to grieve for their loved ones, especially your mother. So I'm just not going to use him. Chris Wood and Murillo. Pereira says I'm not a doctor, but he believes that they'll be available. So I'll work with the assumption that they are going to be available. And then finally, Willie Ball, he's been out for the whole season. I don't even know what his injury is at this point. Supposedly it's something to do with like his foot or something, but I don't know. He's not on any registered squad. So, but anyways, that's us going into the game. 7 injuries as well. Hopefully Chris Wood and Murillo play. I'm going to assume that they are at this point. So this is my Burnley lineup. Got Fleming at striker. Seems to be the guy right now. Obviously, I just talked about Zeki possibly playing, but I think he's going to start on the bench. So after all, he's coming back from a long-term injury. Anthony on the left wing. Ugo Chukwuemeka at the 10. Obviously, if Mejbri was fit, he would start there for me. Edwards on the right. For a while there, Burnley was trying to play Foster there, the striker, but it just didn't really work, and he didn't really contribute much. So they played Edwards in the last game against Brighton, and he was actually pretty decent and very effective. Obviously didn't produce a goal or assist, but he looked decent, so I think they're going to go with him again. Laurent was suspended for the previous match, and Fiorentina, the alternative to him is on loan. I don't think they're going to pick up the option to buy, even though it's dirt cheap. So Lawrence starts for me. Ward Prowse is the other guy. Everyone's pretty much familiar with him. The set piece king, although he hasn't, dude, he's been like just shy of Beckham's record for ever. And he just cannot seem to get the free kick goal he needs to get over the line. Sucks, man. I hope it's not against us, please. Moving to the back line, Hartman, left back, that's pretty much a lock. My American brother, Esteve and Ekdal for the center backs, also pretty much a lock. Humphreys has been playing more than I almost said Ward Prowse. God, I almost said Walker Peters. I'm all over the place. Humphrey's been playing more than Kyle Walker. I think it's probably because Kyle Walker's starting to get up there in age, and he doesn't really have the energy he used to. And I also think they're probably pushing for the championship, and you really don't want to play an older player in the championship where it's more energy intensive and have him be focused as your starter. Nothing against him. Walker, I think, is just starting to wind down his career. Um, it's pretty much he's already retired from international duty. Could he retire this summer? I think he does one more year just to get a little bit more money, but that's just my opinion. And then obviously in goal is Dubravka, former Newcastle keeper. He's all right. Nothing to write home about. Definitely not as good as our keepers. But I think it's a solid team. I think a lot of people are underestimating them because they've said that they've given up. I don't think they've given up. I think it's just a lack of quality, honestly. This is the team minus Ukachukwu, who I think is going to play for them in the championship. And they're just trying to play them together so they have that continuity going into next season. I think they're going to be up for it. I think every time I've watched them the last month or so, they've looked good. They've looked, well, I say good, but I meant to say that they look like they're trying. They look like they're putting in the effort. They're fighting. So, and they look like they're playing better football than they did at the beginning of the season. So, I think it's going to be a harder game than people think, especially if they low block us. We're not very good at it. Yeah. So, moving to the Forest team, I think this is the team that we're going to go with. Going to be Cristiano Wadinho up top. Hopefully he's fine, recovered from that knee. That was really bad by Bednarek. And Gibbs White in the 10, Hutchinson on the right, and Ndoye on the left. I thought about playing Backward there just because I thought Backward looked better than Ndoye. But for me, like looking at the way Pereira is lining up players, he doesn't seem to like Backward. I don't know what's up with that, but I think he's going to start with Ndoye with Callum Hudson-Odoi injured. I could see an argument for McAtee. I did play with that thought of playing like Hutchinson on the left, Gibbs White on the right, and then McAtee in the middle, or maybe McAtee on the right, Hutchinson on the left, or even McAtee on the left. But Ndoye was the guy that started the Porto game. He didn't come off till the 67th minute. Honestly, he didn't have like a terrible performance from a managerial perspective. So maybe he gets another shot at it. Like I said, it's really confusing when it comes to Pereira because he chops and changes so much. Moving to the midfield, I picked Dominguez and Sangare. Dominguez, excellent performance once again. Sangare, very good. And I think, like I said, I don't want to put Anderson in because you just don't know how long it takes for you to recover from your grief, especially losing your mother. I've been fortunate enough not to have that happen to me. I've only had my father pass away, which obviously still hurt more, but it's a different type of hurt, especially when you're an adult. And I think it's going to be Dominguez, Sangare. I trust both of them. Very defensive. I think we need to go more attacking. Definitely. And I hope we have a lot more possession of the ball because Dominguez is the guy who will make those diagonal runs, will get us into the box. And he came close to scoring, honestly. He got his head on one of them against Porto. So, moving to the back line, Williams, Murillo, Milinkovic, Aina, the standard, basically. I did really want to put Luka Netz in because I think he deserves minutes, and I'm really confused about why he's not getting any. But I eventually was just like, you know what, Pereira's going to go with whatever's tried and true. So I just went with this. I do think Nets needs to start getting minutes. I really do, especially when we playing in the semifinal and the final. And Pereira really needs to buckle up and think about that, especially when it comes to Premier League. Sorry, it was a fly. And I would do a rotation thing where, like, you know how we're playing Murillo, Milinkovic has 45 minutes, and the Cups, or you know how we're playing Murillo, Milinkovic like 45 minutes in the Europa League each to save them. I would do something similar in the Premier League for Williams and Ina. I would play 45 minutes William, 45 minutes Ina, and then have Luka Nets play permanently on left back. It just helps minutes wise with everybody, and it helps with contribution. And I just think if you're going to try to save as many people as you can, that's what I would focus on, because Nets can contribute. Every time he's come on, he's looked decent. He's looked solid. I don't understand why he's not getting minutes. So weird thing for me. Matt Sells obviously in goal. He's our Premier League keeper. League keeper. Holy shit, that was the biggest mosquito I've ever seen. But the other option I was toying with was a three-back system like this, where we go with Murillo, Milinkovic, Cunha. Cunha, wobbly first 10 to 15 minutes, and then pretty solid for the rest of the game. Maybe, no, I'm not going to say he was our best center back. Milinkovic was absolutely tearing it up when he came on. But he was good for being there for the full 90. I liked him a lot. I just don't think Pereira is going to play a three-back in the Premier League. He just doesn't seem inclined to do so. So I think it's going to be more of a four-back system and compared. But I did put it out here just in case, because we could do it. You never know. And I think this is the formation we trained on. Although, again, I have no idea what we did for those 2 weeks we had for the break. So that's my thoughts on the Burnley and Forest teams for the match. What do I think the score is going to be? I think Burnley are going to play a low block, be very hard on the counterattack. I think they're going to be lively and sprightly, and this is going to be a game where they think they could beat us. I think we also struggle against low blocks, and the team that we have, whether it be that four-back or three-back, is lacks creativity unless Gibbs White decides to show up. Could he show up against Burnley? The track record against teams that are not Big Six teams is not good, and Gibbs White has not been very good the last couple of games. He did put us on his back for the Porto match, so maybe he puts us on his back, especially with Anderson out. He feels a responsibility. I'm gonna go 2-0 win for Nottingham Forest against Burnley. I think Wood gets a goal against his former club, and I think we get a goal from either Ndoye or Hutchinson. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, if you like the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Leave your opinion on my lineup, and make sure you send your condolences to Anderson. He is active on Instagram if you want to go check him out. Just, send him your love, send him, some roses. It's hard losing a family member, and come on, you Reds.